Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Questioning a better way, one gracefully disruptive conversation at a time.
Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila. Today is a super exciting day. We have the Ashley Simone Knight in-house for our year in review, year in preview. Was this our sixth time?
I stopped counting.
I think
I stopped counting after 5. I know we've done this at least 5 times.
Yeah, because we did it. I think year 1 of TNT we did it. So it's got to be
yes, that's
at
right.
least 5
my
years
God, what year was that?
I don't know, but we were drunk. So much has changed.
We've
Now
come
I'm
a
just
long
sick.
way. We have a form now.
We do have a full. Actually, that's true. We did not have. What did
we were
even talk about?
freestyling. Exactly.
I mean, that show's probably the best one.
That was fun.
All right, before we get in, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Here we go. We are moving into the year crazy. Okay, Lux Neuro offering neurofeedback and counseling where your heart and mind align. For more information about what neurofeedback can do for you, listen to the Neurofeedback Stories of Transformation in the middle of this podcast. Neurofeedback effectively treats everything from insomnia, anxiety, depression, trauma, ADHD, and much more. Optimize your brain. Special shout out to Declan James Watches. They are local and veteran owned. 10% of all their proceeds go back to the Navy SEAL Foundation. And last but not least, our very own Colorado Clownfish Swim School. Swim lessons and water safety training for all ages. We believe in life skills through sports. So come waterproof your family today. Go swim, coloradoclownfish.com. Without further ado, the Ashley Simone Knight, we are going to kick down and recap year 2024.
Wow.
Right.
We made it.
We made it. I know. It's we always kind of start out this conversation with reflecting on years past, and I'm not always, but I say it's come up a lot where I'm like, God, if I knew then, like having this conversation, now we've done these a few years in a row, what we were going to go through.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I know. Like the year, it has been a weird one.
Yeah.
We usually talk about pop culture events or the world happenings. And then we get into our year in review, year in preview sheets, which I will make available to be in the comments, the whole thing. We've done them 5 or 6 years now. And it's interesting to see what's changed.
What may have stayed the same.
What like maybe we haven't learned yet and we thought we did.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is if I was sitting here last year knowing how the year was gonna go, and it wasn't all bad. Like there were some really high points.
No. Yeah.
But like, damn. Like I'm hoping the sun's coming up in 2025.
I have no choice but to want to feel that
way. Yeah.
I feel like enough is enough at this point.
Yeah, I'm curious on your thinking, because thinking about this, I was like, I mean, I'm genuinely blindly optimistic and hopeful. I think, like you said, we kind of got.
That's why we're friends. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a choice, and I think I'm entering this conversation almost. I know it sounds heavy, but like in the darkest space. I think not in a bad way, but like I don't know. I feel like
you're in a tunnel waiting for like the light,
like literal. Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know, but I feel like I'm the least optimistic. I'm still optimistic, the least optimistic I've ever come into this conversation. But I want to be very honest and vulnerable in that, because I think that's the importance of what we do.
And exactly, that's why we do this. So, but no, I feel you. Like, I won't say, I don't know. I kind of feel the same way. Like, it's not the darkest of times, but I'm coming into 2025 like, all right.
Yeah. Like prepared.
Yeah. I'm not like busting in like, okay, let's see what goes. I'm just like, okay,
yeah,
all right.
Well, I was even thinking about last year, because I looked at my list after I wrote did the worksheet this year. I looked at last year's and I was like, I'm gonna rest in some similarities, but I'm like, I started the year out running 48.6 miles,
marathon.
A whole marathon. But here's the kicker: the whole freaking thing was in the dark, because you started at 5 a.m. It was at Disney World, and that's a whole podcast.
It's not what I don't know why I didn't even think that that's where it was, because of
Yeah.
all places and people.
I know.
I'm surprised you were there.
People like, do you know the characters? I'm like, no. And honestly, I'm right in this, because the adults taking pictures with the characters.
Oh my God, we're not gonna do this.
It was the weirdest thing ever.
We're not gonna
especially
do
the men
this.
taking pictures with the princesses. It was a vibe. Anyways, thank
Okay.
God I was in the dark. I take that back. So anyways, the whole thing, like the year started off with me like 4 days in a row of just complete darkness. And then you went and then you'd get back at like 8 or 9 a.m. and sleep for the next race.
Ugh.
So starting the whole year, I'm like, well, I feel like I kind of was warned on like how the year might go. So I don't know.
Living through darkness.
Yeah.
But completing it.
Exactly. Getting it done. But there was themes of that. Was there anything that started last year that you think was kind of an indicator? Lean in. We're here today. Today's the day where we go in.
I know.
So,
I'm like, okay.
Get the helmet out.
Speaking of last year, so we were kind of like parallel at the time.
Yep.
But we
Per
both
usual.
went through breakups at the same time, about a week apart. So that was,
Yep.
That happened. Let's see.
Was it a week apart?
Yeah, it was a week apart because mine happened the day before New Year's Eve.
Oh, shoot. That's right.
And New Year's Eve is my special holiday.
I know it is. Yeah.
I've since gone to therapy. I've worked through it.
I can tell even in your tone. We're consciously like harnessing the
I'm trying to
energy.
keep it cute.
Yeah,
but yes. Yeah.
There's no need for that.
So that was like the start of like, oh, okay. How's 2024 gonna do? Punch me in my face.
Okay. Yeah. So I brought that up in last year's cast, and I was
Yep.
like, I gave him a shout out. I'm like, fuck that. Like, can you digress in maturity?
Did
I'm
you
like,
see how I didn't?
Yeah, I know, that's right. Wiser and smarter.
Good for
Well,
you.
I mean, I don't.
I was like, she's better than me.
I don't regret it because there was such massive learnings, but also I'm like, oh hell no. Like, come on, let's be real. Like, that had to go. That was never going to be a fit. Like, now that there's been time and space, keep it moving. Thank you for the wisdom. Next case.
Yeah, thank you. Next.
Yes. Yeah. Anything else on that?
I mean, yeah, I guess like that's the only one where it's like, okay, that was the most challenging. Like if we got into the sheet, that would be one of the challenging things of the experience. But yeah, just like figuring out how to move forward, like really delving into it in therapy. So I think in therapy, things that I really delved into about my breakup was just trying to get rid of false narratives. Like, you go through a breakout, and then for me personally, I can speak to only how I feel. Like you start to spiral, like, oh, like, well, am I gonna be able to do this? Am I gonna be able to do that? Like, for example, for me, like, am I gonna still have children? Or just thinking like, is your life going to go the way that you envisioned it going?
Yeah.
Like that was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the therapist was like, okay, let's talk about it. So yeah, did a lot of that this year, but in the best way.
So do you feel like you healed a lot of it?
Oh yeah, definitely feel healed. And then I will say like other experiences and like meeting new people, making new friends, and like starting to date again.
Yeah.
I've realized like, oh, like I can actually like somebody again. I can actually connect with somebody again, because the person that I was with before, like that was like my person.
Yeah.
Or so I thought at the time.
Y'all had history. Like it wasn't like mine where it's like relatively new and long-ish, but not really. You guys had laps. Like
yeah. So yeah, and it, I always tell people it's like, okay, how do you move forward? Like a breakup is hard enough, but also how do you move forward when you consider that person to be your best friend?
Yeah.
Like
I think
friendship breakups are hard too.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a double whammy in
Yeah.
a sense, because I mean, not that we'd never be friends, but like that would be an intense friendship breakup.
I don't see you being friends, just knowing you.
No, we're locked in.
I know that's right.
We're locked in.
Like I think that's good for the camera, but like also I know you, so like
no, I'll see you later.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Take
friends
the space
out there.
you need. I'll see you on Wednesday.
We make friends all the time, so like not a bragger, just is, but you don't need that friend if it's not serving
exactly.
you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What words of advice do you have if someone's in it and kind of like getting over something? What do you like? What was
nice to us? Oh, hello.
So what's your words of advice for someone if they're going through a breakup?
Therapy, and knowing that you can't, like, you'll be fine. I really thought it was like the end of the world. I really did. And what's funny is like, you think just teenagers are like that, but I mean, like as you get older, it's a little bit more high stakes.
Yeah, if you're planning, I mean, especially being a female, if you're
planning your whole life
about it,
you're
and
planning
if you want kids, like there's a lot to that. That's been, I think that's kind of what's hit me the most this year is not being like hell-bent on having kids and doing the traditional route, probably being hell-bent on not, but then really being like, okay, if you do want this, like, is time running out? Like, am I making these right decisions? Because as a woman, like, we really do have to choose now.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of pressure of, well, I'm pretty confident, but in 5 years, am I going to feel different? In 10 years, am I going to feel different?
Right.
But I also think if it's not the right person, it's worse to make those
Oh,
choices
God.
and then be locked in with the wrong thing. And I
Yeah.
always think the right things happen at the right time. Even when it doesn't look that way.
Sure. And whether if you have kids with that person or not, like, at least you still get to have the experience of having children.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were just saying, it's more higher stakes of like, okay, like I really need to think about this. Like, is this something that I want? Is it something that I want with this person? Okay. Do they want that? You know, so.
Yeah. It's kind of a wild thing. And it's interesting, like if you listen to past podcasts, like we kind of have similar but different conversations. I think we have similar questions and wants and hopes, but each time we say them every year, there's a little bit more wisdom and sincerity behind it. Because it's like we've been kicked in the junk 50 times, and now it's like, all right, I'm listening.
Like,
sorta.
okay.
And then we cue next year's podcast, it's the same shit. But anyways.
No, but seriously, that's why 2025, I'm like coming in tentatively, like, okay, is somebody gonna swing on me as soon as I sit down or what?
So, and they are. But we're ready. That's the difference.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm prepared this time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get caught off guard.
Yes. Okay, we'll dive into like our personal stuff here. But let's go into like world events. Did you actually have a list?
I have pop culture things.
I mean, that's kind of what we usually have. So let's lean into pop culture. Things that stand out to me are like the basics I Googled, like the election and everything else. Do you want to touch on that really quick?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I can say is kind of what everybody, I live on Twitter.
Yeah.
I will say from what I've been seeing is how I feel. And some folks on Twitter have been saying like, I did what I could. I'm tired, whatever. I'm exhausted.
Surrender.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is what everybody voted for. This is what everybody wants. Let's see how it goes.
Yep. I'm completely with you. I think it's one of those let go things, let it happen. Maybe by chance it could be beneficial. Maybe
I think in a lesson, I think people are going to learn their lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you heard people already like, can I take back my vote? Like,
oh no, I've kind of stayed out of all that for the most, because it's already done. Like it is what it is. And I like that you called it Twitter, not X. You're sticking to last year's refusal.
It's
to
still
rebrand.
A no.
I know the brand
it's
equity.
Still a no.
Yeah, I think I've also really worked on just not being attached to what I can't control.
Right.
And that's like the biggest thing I think of this year that's out of my control, which there's a lot out of our control.
Yeah.
But that is like okay, and I'll just keep going back to what I can control, and that's how I can contribute.
Yeah.
And that's it.
We did what we could. We were active. And like, this is a decision. We're going to go with it. I'm not going to go to the Capitol and storm.
Yeah.
So
my thing is I wasn't super pumped about either side, to be honest. Clearly
nobody was
for Kamala, but like,
nobody was.
So I think any which way we were going to step forward, we're kind of in having faith that the next stone will show itself and we'll just keep moving forward.
Yeah. Like, we're here now.
Yeah.
But like, all you can do is move forward. So we'll see what happens. But
I think the only next appropriate conversation would be your favorite Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Let's get all the good ones out of the way.
My God.
I know I'm gonna hit her hard today. You can hit back. I'm not even on cold medicine.
Right.
I should be though, in case you can't hear it. I mean, her tour was incredible. We'll clearly touch on Beyonce as well. But
did you go?
No, that's the first one I've missed. I know, Judge.
Really?
And I can't remember why I didn't go. Well, it was super expensive.
Yeah,
and I think I had just done the marathon. I can't even remember why, but I had seen her every year. I regret not going, but also there's a movie of it. So
I hope she releases it. The last time we had this conversation, the movie had just come out. I watched it. It was phenomenal. And I was waiting for it to come out on streaming. It's not out.
What'd you watch it on? Because I haven't watched it.
Oh, I went to the movies. I went to the theater.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I have not seen it.
But it's not on. It's not out on streaming.
Well, good.
People are begging for her to release it.
Well, also, don't you want to make money? Like, let's go strike.
That's the thing, though. Like, she records all her stuff. She doesn't release everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
a good business move, man. I mean, whatever. Yeah. I'm curious, but I think her and Taylor collectively as strong women, genuinely moving the needle on the economy.
Oh, for sure.
Pop stardom aside, deeply significant.
And I will say, like, I think it's been like it was the year of the woman. Like,
hell,
the artists were killing it.
Yes.
Like, we'll get into it, but I mean, what other male artists were like that went that crazy? Nobody.
I mean, not literally. They measured the points of economic impact in Taylor Swift stops.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it was so from bar and food revenue to charities that she gave back to, $100K to each of her drivers.
Bonuses, yes.
I think just putting that money back into the economy
Mhm.
and moving, representation, just like moving the cultural needle forward, the economic needle. I mean, they really did it. And I'm most in awe because like that amount of pressure to show up and like continuously deliver and have the whole world watch your relationships, your professional move.
Yeah.
Like it's different as a woman.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
it really
true.
is.
Of course.
It
Of
really
course.
is.
Yeah.
So hats off.
Shout out to them.
Both of them. She's more Beyonce.
Shout out
fan.
to
We'll
the
just say that.
economy.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'm here for it.
I'm still locked in.
I know. I appreciate your loyalty to like what you got to say.
Hey.
Consistency, I should say. I'm here for it. Okay, what else did you have on your list?
Okay, if we're gonna stay with music, the last year we talked about the Rihanna halftime show. So 2024 was Usher's halftime show.
Excellent.
It was so good.
It was so good. He delivered on all levels.
My God.
Well, and can we also say he got married afterward as an eligible bachelor? Like
Literally.
Turmeric and Tequila, man. Way to like go to the
Literally.
other side. I'm here for it. Like that's love. Like that's the kind of test I would want.
Yeah, I was, and I had seen him. I think I saw him the year before.
Oh, that's right.
So good.
He works hard, man.
And
these humans work
you
hard.
could see that he had been working his whole life to do that show.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a really perfect culmination of all the music he's done over the years. Hats off to him. And he looks great. He still looks the same.
Oh my God. Yeah. He's 45, 46.
I think so. Yeah.
Almost 50. He's older than me. So he's got to be close to 50.
I think he's 46.
Okay.
But regardless, doesn't look like it.
That's the time to settle down.
Show me your ways. Yeah. Right.
Do Super Bowl, turn 46,
I
get married.
guess.
I mean, we'll get to that side of this convo. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm trying to Beyonce, Taylor. Missy Elliott was amazing. I saw Janet.
God, yes.
Her World Tour. I think that was the most undersold show I've ever.
Madonna too, though.
And Madonna.
Yeah,
oh my
Madonna.
God. Good job. How did I forget the queen?
Woo.
About to turn spirit up in here. That's gonna be a thing.
Like,
yeah. So this year was a pretty
lot of music, yeah.
And everyone was on tour.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake's coming on tour, but he got a DWI.
Yeah.
Got away with it.
He'll be here the weekend of my birthday.
The 26th, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see him.
I say you want tickets?
We'll see. I mean, yeah, we
Beyonce's
might have
not
to
in
do
town?
the last minute thing that we did for Missy.
Oh hell yeah! We're not getting.
Yeah, I'm like, I got $100 for him.
And we're capped out. We're capped out in a DWI help course.
Right
on lock.
Oh my God. We can get it that pay for his ignition starter.
Exactly. Oh my God, dude. I mean, there are no rules for the rich and famous. We'll leave that there.
Yeah. Well, especially now, I feel like there's been like a shift in pop culture and more so celebrity and fan culture.
Yeah.
I feel like I think it's tied to the economy. Like things aren't going too well. So nobody wants to see people be rich and, above everything. Like they're tired of it.
No, his album, I don't know if the album was that great. Like, I'm a longtime fan.
I
didn't think it was great, man.
I scanned through it and I was like.
Plus I was kind of annoyed. Like you really didn't get in trouble. Like you got a pass. Like.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it genuinely rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, man, I just don't feel like buying in right now.
No,
literally.
Well, why would I give you more money? Yeah,
exactly.
Like, are you going to help me?
Yeah.
How are you helping me?
Yeah.
So
I mean, the music's not that good, so that's not helping me.
Exactly. Like it was not Future Sex Love Sounds. That was
in 2025. What are you doing for me? That's what we're doing to make this world a better place. I'm not mad about it. Like I am not mad about that.
I mean, I think that's how people voted. I'm not going to go backwards. I'm just saying.
All right, hit us with your next thing.
Okay, staying within music, the biggest beef of the decade.
I kind of forgot about that. I did forget about this.
How could you forget?
I don't know because
the Kendrick and Drake beef that satisfied my soul for months. I was living. You have no idea.
I believe you.
Oh my God.
What were they actually fighting about? Do we ever know?
It's more of a how much time do you have type of situation.
Say, like there was not like someone slept with someone's girlfriend or something.
No. So the shortest way to put it would be like Drake and J. Cole, they had done music where they're saying like, oh, like we're big three or whatever.
Oh, Madonna versus your local artist.
That's
like, what are we
I'm
talking about
trying
here?
to say, but
Like,
you know, there's always, you know, people who feel.
I mean, you know my theory about Madonna and the roadie, right?
No,
it's kind of like the law of twos. We'll unpack that later.
Okay.
Madonna and the roadie, it's like not like there's no need to face like these arguments that it's like Madonna versus the roadie. Like Madonna can go find a new roadie anytime. I'm not going to argue with the roadie. The roadie is employed by Madonna, so it's like I need to do what she says. I need to listen. I need to pay attention. But like in most scenarios, like ideally, like you're the Madonna, so let the roadie fly. Like next case.
Yeah, I think that's what people had to find out, you know, and like I'll never take like Drake's success away from him. Like, he's very, very successful, but his level of being able to rap is I'm sorry, no. Like,
I think he has a great production team.
Of course.
And he's a good businessman, which I'm not mad about.
Right.
That's what I hope
But that
for.
doesn't mean he's the best creative and the best to do it. He just has a lot of backing.
Well, also art's subjective. Like, why can't we just all be fans? Like, do we have to rank everything?
Well, that's what happens if you're Drake and you're running around saying you're the best.
Yeah. I think it's good. I think again, good businessman. It's all PR. Like,
yeah, there was that argument too, like, oh, is this just a play to get everybody, you know, money in their pockets?
Yeah.
Could be. But my thing is, yeah.
Okay. All right. What's next? What's your next thing?
Next thing would be all of the things that have been revealed, like with like people being super creepy. So I would say like Diddy, and then all of like that quiet on set stuff.
I forgot. Yeah, there was
a lot of that. Like there was a lot of revelation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this person's been up to this, or this person's not that great of a person. Watch out, type of vibe. I feel that was filled throughout 2024.
I felt in retrospect because I watched all those documentaries, and Diddy continues to amaze us.
Oh my God,
following Weinstein and Epstein and the Steens. I mean, and you kind of were in this industry as a model, but like dabbling into the music industry. When I was like 6 or 7, I called a talent agent to be like, how do you get your kid involved? Because I wanted to somehow I didn't want to be an actor. I don't even know what I wanted to do. Probably be a podcaster. It wasn't there yet. And I
a head start.
Yeah. And there was I was like, things just didn't work out. And in retrospect, I'm like, God, I feel so protected.
I'm thankful. Yeah. I feel protected too.
Someone I interviewed on a show prior, one of the designers, she had a show at Diddy's house or something that she was putting together this contract to do fashion for him, something. And it didn't work out. And she's like, I'm so glad. But this was right before all this stuff popped out. It was for the Love album. So it's,
my God.
Yeah. And this isn't like
talk about
20 years ago.
That was a good album.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
I loved it.
Did you? I thought it was like classic Diddy. It wasn't a lot of him.
Well, yeah, like he's never like
he does like 5 bars and then someone else does the rest of the song.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay, well
he's always done that.
I know, that's like again, that's like me being featured on Madonna's album and me being like, it's a KO album.
Well, because you wouldn't, I guess you're not viewing yourself as a producer. He's like he was more of like a producer, but like the guy. Like, and he always pulls together like different artists. For me, because it's a lot of artists that you knew and then some that are up and coming and you're happy.
Yeah, I thought she's incredibly talented. I saw she did get a divorce though.
Yeah, that
they
was
had like
the
perfect family and like the whole
so it looks.
I know that's always the truth. Like, okay, what else? We'll keep it going since the internet's whooping things out here.
It seems like I'm just like all music based. The last one that
that's usually our world. So like
that's where I live.
6 years consistency.
The last one would be Jennifer Lopez and her movie that's not a movie, but it's a movie.
And
but
the album.
But it's meta.
And the tour they did.
And the tour that did not happen.
I'm just going to send her love. This is kind of like nod to Taylor and Beyonce. You have so much pressure what you going on for someone where she's doing the Super Bowl and then SNL or whatever. And it's like thing to thing to thing. You're turning 50. There's no off. Like, I don't know how you disconnect from not having all that attention and fandom. Like, I don't know how you mentally disconnect until it all crashes, and it kind of all did.
I feel like it's I think this was probably an ego death for her.
Yeah.
I think that she and her now ex-husband, I think they have really large egos and had to be put in check, because how embarrassing, mortifying, insert word, could it be to have a movie that flops, but it's not a movie, but it's meta, whatever. And then you try to go on tour with the album from the not movie and nobody goes. So
bang, bang, bang.
Interesting stuff. Yeah. But yeah, me and my best friend, shout out to Rose, we took the time to watch it. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. I'm not, and like not even in like a hater way.
Right.
Like, it's just not good.
I think because energy is so real. I think she believes in her work, and she does. I even checked myself.
She
as
believes
a creator.
in herself, and
Yes.
she believes in just having everything be about herself.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is crashing down.
I agree. And if you're on the mic, artist, creator, leader, constant check-in of like, how do I feel about what I'm doing? Because if you feel like,
what's the purpose?
It's not for the greater
what
good.
Is your,
or I don't know. Something.
I think that's what it is. And I'm not saying that she's never done anything for the greater good. She probably has. I don't follow her like that.
Yeah.
But it seems like, I mean, for God's sake, she's a Leo. Everything has to be about her. She is very main.
That.
She'll know. If you watch the movie,
I saw it and I was like, wow, this is honestly, I just thought it was weird. The whole thing was weird. It wasn't even like good or bad, but I'm like, what do you have to say? Yeah, as a creator, it's like, what at the end of the day what is it you're here that you have to say? Like,
look at me.
I know. I think it's universe saying like, okay, it's time for you to take a break.
Enough is enough, girlfriend.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. We love that for you. You have some talent.
Yeah. She's
Just
an incredible dancer and
incredible
choreographer.
I will never take that away from her. Incredible dancer. The singing, a little touch and go.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I mean, there's worse out there.
Oh,
she works her ass off.
My God. Oh, yeah, for sure. Sure. But I again, it goes back to like, what is her purpose? Is she doing all of this to like exalt herself? And that's the vibe she gives me.
For real. Okay, next thing. That's all the airtime she gets.
That was all I had.
That was it?
Yeah.
All right, let's get
kept
to
it
us.
Kept it simple.
I'm trying to think what else happened this year.
The Olympics.
It's been a blur. Oh yes, the Olympics. Simone Biles. Mm-hmm. Shout out to her.
Shout out to Jordan Childs. Poor thing. I still feel so sad for her.
I do, but I feel like she got more airtime and mic time to share who she is as a human. And like, I probably wouldn't trade that as an athlete for the medal, but like, I do think we got to know her a little bit more because of that.
Oh,
so, like,
for
there was
sure.
Some upside.
1000%.
So I think that was beautiful. I know she has a podcast and whatever else.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, everybody kind of does, which I'm not mad about as a fellow podcaster. There's billions of humans. We only have millions.
Come on
of
the show.
Yeah, come seriously.
Come join us.
We had Sunny Choi, Olympic breakdancer. That was an awesome conversation. She talked about it as a 35-year-old coming from Estee Lauder, quitting her job to be a breakdancer. Like, really intense, awesome move. So yeah, I think.
I mean, an actual true move as opposed to ray gun. I'm sorry. She got
the best PR campaign. I mean, if you could name 10 athletes at the Olympics, you remembered her. Like, it's not all bad. Good. But I remember watching it being like, what is the kangaroo thing? I'm like, who taught you that? Like, the other dancer was just sitting there like in awe. I remember watching the other dancer.
Am I at the Olympics and I'm doing this with them?
Yeah, that's the best in the game. It is a new sport.
Oh,
I don't know. There's as a female lacrosse player, like we playing internationally, like you have some of those things you got to work through.
New sport to the Olympics, but not new to the culture.
Culturally,
God, girl.
I know. It's listen to that podcast with Sunny Choi. They're dance. I mean, it's legit. I don't know how that seeped through. Like,
I heard a story.
Oh,
I heard like she knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that slid her in.
Hey, I'm not mad about that. Podcasting world. If you're that somebody, call me.
You know.
Yeah. Seriously.
At play.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, what else happened? Olympics? Anything else that stood out for you?
We talked about
January, February.
We talked about I'm like
our concerts. I feel like a lot of big things did happen, but
Mm-hmm.
also I don't know how much they were like not impactful, but kind of like we just kept trucking.
Yeah.
I mean, per usual, because that is the only
I
choice.
feel like the election kind of overshadowed everything. That's probably why my mind is a little like cloudy, just because they start so early and then they're just hitting you over the head with it every day.
Yeah, it was time to just have a choice and move on.
To be honest, I don't really remember much.
Yeah,
to be fair.
Okay, good. Let's get to us in. Let's go. Let's start out. So we do this list.
Our J-Lo.
It's all about us. I mean, right now it is. So, and if you want to hear 5 years,
we'll get to it.
There's enough content. So we do this year interview, year in preview. The sheet will be out for anyone that wants to do. You can listen to obviously our past podcasts to see how we've done this, but it's really, really simple. And the idea is just to check in, have some awareness around what had happened, because you do forget a lot. And I think big things happen. And not that we tend to remember the negative, but sometimes some of the crap outweighs the shine. Mm-hmm. And we want to be intentional about that. And then really intentional about what we want for this year. And I really encourage people to do this because it's so cool to look back and see what has changed, what was common. I definitely saw common threads from last year to this year. I think a lot of our conversations, to our credit, is constantly about improving, and we say some of the same words. So I think that's good. Even though I think we might get a little bit like, is shit gonna change? Like, you got my order. Like, come through, God, universe, Madonna, Jesus, Moses, whoever's out here listening. Like, come through. Let's go. Park the glitter sea. We are at the end of it. Okay, let's have you start. Guess first in 2024. So this is our year in review. What was your word?
I would say that I was resilient.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just a lot that happened.
I agree. Yeah.
A lot that happened to me, a lot that I had to work through, a lot of like interpersonal stuff, a lot of professional stuff that I had to go through. So yeah, I would say that, I mean, the fact that I'm sitting here in 2025, resilient.
I mean, I'm not surprised at all, not to minimize it, because it was a heavy year. And I do know how strong you are. And it's like, I definitely think these are things you're equipped. And
For sure.
And just watching you grow, like, I know how much, or I've seen what you've dealt with. So now these things are big challenges. Like, I had zero worries that you weren't going to like walk through the fire and like dust off the ash and be good.
Sure.
And be good
but
to go.
It's still like, oh, I'd rather not.
Yeah. It's kind of where I'm at this year. I'm like, how many more miles of the fire, man? Like, I'm good. I'm fit. I'm out here, but like, also we're tired. And
right. Like
I for peace.
I do feel equipped, but it's like, can I just not?
Yeah.
Not today, man.
Yeah. I think we both might be worn out just enough to be still.
Yeah.
That might be a thing. Well, my word was, words, because we're here to break our own rules. Healing and becoming. And I don't think I knew that. Like, last year, listening to it, I was very optimistic. Even coming off a breakup, I was like, but I'm ready. And I didn't realize that was the first year I really clarified and announced that I was taking the podcast on full time. I kind of feel like it's been like 10 years since I said that. Yeah. So,
oh my God.
I know. So more has happened, I think, in a year than we fully know.
Mm-hmm.
But listening to it, because I was like, man, why hasn't some stuff come through? And I'm like, well, you really just said this 1 year ago to really make this a thing. And we had some big wins. But
yeah, I
still think it was about healing and becoming. I'll talk a little bit more on some other things.
Okay.
But I didn't anticipate that for 2024. I thought I was more ready than I actually was.
Yeah. And you started with a marathon.
Marathon plus 48.6 miles. And I don't run.
Right. I know. That's why I was like, you're doing what?
Yeah, it was no big deal, to
Love
be honest.
That.
Like,
Love
you pace it out. Well, the powering through has come to a close. As you can hear, my body is shutting down. 2 blessings in 2024.
Okay. I will say, okay, like, like working through breakup and just like picking up the pieces and moving forward. People either like chop their hair off or whatever. I got back into dance. So
really?
Yeah.
I thought you were doing it the whole time.
Not frequently, no.
Okay.
So like for people who don't know, like I do salsa and bachata. So I would go like when I'm like, oh yeah, it's Sunday night. Like, why not? Whatever.
Maybe
but this is the first year that I took it very seriously. Like where I go like twice a week. Like it's part of my workout routine now.
Yeah. No, when you came to Paul and I's birthday and you're like,
I know. I was like,
I got dance in the morning. I was like, the fuck? I'm like, is that like your church now? Like,
I had dance that evening. So I went to a congress. So think of it like a 4-day conference. So during the day, you'll have dance instructors like do like lessons for an hour and it's like all day long.
Okay.
And then at night, they'll do like showcases where people will dance and like, like they fly people out from all over the country in different countries.
Oh,
and then there's a social till like 4 or 5 in the morning.
How does that go?
It's a vibe.
Is there a lot of hookups and stuff?
Oh, I'm not that deep into it. Now I will say I've started to make some friends. I've stared to make some friends, so that's also been a blessing. That's been fun. All right,
you want to unpack that more?
Friends, though.
As much as you want to share.
No, I'm finally like close enough. I see people enough that they know who I am. I know who they are. So like when I go out, it's kind of like accountability. Like, oh, I'll get to see so and so, or I'll get to dance with so and so. So,
but it's community. That's your mental health too.
I finally feel like I've infiltrated that community. Before, when I would go, I just go to dance and then I go home. I didn't get to know anybody.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm part of that dance community.
Okay.
Now.
Open heart, open mind.
Yeah.
I'm there for that.
So yeah, that's been a lot of fun.
I think the juice is worth the squeeze on that on a few levels.
Oh, yes. I cannot take you.
Dramatic pause.
But yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been fun. And then another blessing would be I went to Mexico City, but this is the very first time in my life that I ever flew first class, and it was lovely.
Let's go. Yeah. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. Shout out to my bestie Zach.
Hey,
he has like really good status, so he was able to fly us.
Hell yeah, we need more people in our life that have good status.
Like, I know, good friends.
We could probably continue to level up our own status on a few levels.
I'm on my way, but yeah, I'm not there.
We'll get the right credit card. We'll figure it out.
Exactly.
It's so funny. This is one thing that I know we're good friends because in one of your pictures you're dressed up as Selena, and we have the exact same top from Amazon that I was saving for like a Madonna concert or a Wednesday morning meeting. It's like a full blinged out top. I'm like, I have that. Like, that's so random.
Yep. And it came in, and when I was there the whole time, people were like, Selena? And I'm like, yes, I got it.
I love it so much. My interpretation was Madonna, but we'll go Selena. Equally as effective, played by Jennifer Lopez, just to point that out.
Yeah. See, it's all coming full circle. We'll get to what my 2025 is, and so maybe I should just call it the J-Lo year.
I was gonna say, come through. You can like go be her personal assistant or something. I'm kidding. No, invite her to your Congress.
I think
she might teach lessons.
She would actually be really good.
I completely believe that.
I would learn from her.
Yeah, let's send her love. So we're sending her love right now.
Come through, girl,
because she needs us. Right?
Come on the show.
All right, was that both your blessings?
I think she has time. Yes, that was both my blessings. What about you?
I said secured it's interesting they said but our first major podcast sponsor.
Yes.
And then cleaning out storage. So this one's like a heavy one that actually like really threw me this year. But first of all, let's get to the glory. We got our first major paying sponsor. Huge for an independent podcaster. Our top sponsor,
amazing.
I'll just say as a flex is $30,000. So they came in full, paid full. It was pretty, huge for independent. So that was amazing. So when I looked back, I was like, God, I want like 3 or 4 sponsors. I'm like, damn, this was really year 1 of doing
You've
this.
been like hustling. And like you said, this is the first time that you said out loud like that you're fully gonna lean in. So look what happened once you said it out loud.
Oh, so now we need
why we do this.
It is.
This is literally why we do this.
We would like, it'd be beautiful to have 10 more of those and then some. I don't know it's going to shake out next, but it's been a beautiful experience working with this partner. And we've got a couple other sponsors, Declan James Watch, so Lux Neuro shout out, Declan James Watches, and then Colorado Clownfish Swim Club, who we said in the top of the cast. But it's been amazing working with those relationships and just having people believe and lean in. The money is always great, but building that team has been beautiful. And I look forward to that process and even seeing how it shapes into something different for the next years, which I kind of feel like it will. But to anyone out there that's creating, you're kind of like, God, like I've been doing this podcast for at least 5-6 years. And I'm like, when's it coming? Well, any creator that's kind of like, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success.
Yes.
So keep showing up. And I have to remind myself of that because this year it did get, like I said, kind of dark of like, is this going to work? Yeah. Like one sponsor is huge, but like, man, is this serving our world? Like, is this what it needs to be? So I'm always questioning those things, not in a bad way, just in like a real awareness way. And there was days when I'm like, I don't know. And that's not me, but I don't know. So that validation was
human
huge.
Experience.
It is. And I almost think you need those days. So you stay humble and you stay grounded and knowing like, this is good, or this might be the path. And you need to continue to level up, or you need to rest, or you need to do something other than just doing more.
1000%. Or a slight pivot. Like, you'll always do a podcast, but I mean, if you're saying like, why am I doing this? Maybe like the intention will shift a little bit. Who knows what we're going to be talking about or what you'll want it to be centered about 10 years from now.
Yeah. Well, you'll be here, so look alive.
Every year.
Can't wait. We'll be in the studio. I mean,
like I said, we're locked
NBC.
In, so.
Let's go.
Exactly. Yes. Sign me up.
All right. So my other one was cleaning out storage. And this was interesting because when my mom moved out of our childhood home, we moved in a hurry. Like things just changed. They had a swim school and we just like threw stuff into storage. I don't think I really unpacked the trauma around that.
Yeah, how that made you feel.
Yeah. And I was okay at the time. It was a positive thing for them, but just unpacking it. And then this year they moved the storage and it was like just so much stuff. And I've graduated high school 20 years ago. So going back through some of that and like my parents' divorce, and I don't think I really processed like how much that shifted our family. Yeah. And I mean, it really knocked me out for like weeks. And I had not only like the mental, but like the physical stuff everywhere. And it's still kind of in here. And it's like unpacking these. And I even got down to like my childhood stuff where I had a bunch of dolls. Like you would think I had 10 kids because I had all the American dolls. Yeah. So I was like going back thinking, I'm like, did I really want to be a mom? Like, was a family a priority for me? Like some real heavy conversation.
You were digging deep.
We've been in it the past like couple months. It's been in it. And I honestly, the conclusion is I'm not to full conclusion, but I'm so thankful things are working out the way they're working, even on the really hard days. And it was so beautiful to reconnect with my young self and like re-tap into that, I think right at the right time. So if it shows up, if I adopt, or if I'm more involved with coaching with my young people, or something I've always cared about, it was kind of like this piece of me that I had like put away or like left in storage.
Locked it away, and didn't interact with it. That's so fascinating.
And then it was just like there and in front of your face, so it was really hard to not be there. So it was really, really hard, and still kind of is, but also really a blessing to like have it in front of you and unpack it, literally, metaphorically. So I'm really thankful for that, because it's really brought on this new, deeper thought, but also like this really resilient side. And like, I was so clear on what I wanted as a kid, and worked and, stepped on a D1 team, blah, blah, you've heard the story, but I don't know, it was such a mixed bag of emotions. And at this age, we don't know everything, but we've kind of experienced a lot. I didn't anticipate that. Like that one really threw me. Have you ever unpacked like your old stuff? Like literally like from your mom's house and whatever else?
Oh yeah.
How did that make you feel?
I will say that it's not that we moved a lot, but I moved enough to know, like, to be like, okay, what's in here? And I've always had the mentality of like, I don't want to have too much junk or waste. So I know everything that I have, and everything that I have, I've looked at it. And like I bought my house last year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it feels like 10 years ago.
Yeah, had to like go through everything and stuff like that. And at this point in my life, I'm like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's where it needs to be, because I think most people disconnect from their young selves unless you really intentionally dig. But if you have storage, I would so encourage you to, or a trunk of stuff when you're young, go back through it.
Look. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I will say that I've done a lot of growing up, not that I'm not an adult, but I've always been like very in tune with like my childlike self, because deep down inside I'm 40 years old anyways, whatever.
We're the opposite.
But like, to give like a concrete example is when I moved to my house, like at my old apartment, I would have like stuffed animals and teddy bears and stuff that I've had either since I was a baby or a teenager or whatever. And my mom was like, girl, we're not going to be putting that around your house.
Oh, okay.
You need to put that in a box and put it away.
Okay.
And I was like, these are decorations. And she's like, not in this house.
Teddy got shunned. Teddy got put away.
They got put away.
Yeah.
But I know where they're at. They're not too far.
I had some I actually took out, and I questioned, I'm like, because I got stuffed animals on my bed now. Cleo was eating the cat this side. It's so funny. And you will have to post that picture. But yeah, you wonder, like, you kind of have to think about what to do with it. Like, again, literally and metaphorically. So it's a wild experience. Yeah. You have a whole single-handed baby book. I'll never get over this. From your grandma.
Now that's not being put
I know
away.
that's like on the front and center.
I could bring it next time.
It's like your Bible, and I'm not mad about it.
Don't tell me with a good time.
You were channeling J-Lo on all levels right now. Let's go.
You know what? We may have more in common than
I know. That's what I'm saying. No, don't cast a stone, because you never know.
No judgment here.
I'm not even mad at her.
I'm just saying I would make the movie, not movie meta.
I know. Call me. I'll come be the guest star in it. I'll sing the hooks.
You're gonna be in the constellation.
Oh, perfect. Oh yeah. Dude, she did have a bunch of stars in it, like notables. I'm like,
she paid a crap ton of money,
but nobody thought this was a bad idea. Like, friends got to be friends.
I'm sure they all did. They were like, well.
I mean, if you're like, here's $1 million, I'd be like,
there are people that said no. So in the documentary part, I know we're devolving, but
I know
in the documentary portion, me and my best friend also watched that, and she was talking about like other celebrities that declined.
Okay.
And she was not pleased about it.
That's pretty, like, that's hard not to take personal. I mean, I mean, are you good friends though in that universe? I don't know. Let's move. Let's no more time. All right, 2 challenges I overcame besides J-Lo's documentary.
Oh my God.
You go first.
We talked about my break super hard. I was somebody that I was going to marry and have kids.
You had a ring picked out?
Fan. It was a whole thing. So super hard, but moved through it. Thank God for therapy. Thank God for my family, friends. And especially, like, I will say as well, like, thank God for my friends that made the transition like as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts when you go through a breakup or, take space from someone. And they're like, well, what happened? So like, have you talked to him? It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm dealing with when I go home and I'm in silence?
Yeah.
Like, do you think I want to talk about that right now?
Yeah.
Probably not. Anyways. Yeah.
But did Paul and I do that at all?
No.
See, I don't think we did. I mean, can I be really honest with you now?
Sure.
I never thought he was the one.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Really?
Dude, you need I mean, I don't know this human.
I feel God like bless. We were yin and yang. You always say like we should have been more alike. But I feel like we were yin and yang I don't really talk about my relationships, but he, so I would consider myself an ambivert. I'm extroverted and introverted.
Excellent work.
He was flat out introverted.
Yeah.
And that worked for me because like when I'm not hanging around people, it's like, all right, I'll see y'all in 2 months because this was my social hour.
Well, my thing was more the showing up. And that's more like through my lens. So I'll wear that of more like I'm putting my stuff out on them. But like, you need someone that really shows up because you really show up. Like you really give 100%.
Sure.
And like I just never had that vibe. And so I was like, I don't think this is good enough. That's like as deep as I can get on it.
I'm here now.
I know, that's right.
I mean, my thing is like now that like, you know, we're a year and a few days out, like, I'm like, woo, wow.
Well, that's why I never said it. But also, here's the thing. You really never know what's going on between two people. So even as outside viewers, you're always rooting for your friend, or I'll always be biased. Like, I'm always going to like see what I see and like know what's not good enough. And you don't know what role they're filling for the time being. I think you could have said something very similar about my situation.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, again, like you just said, you just never know exactly what's going on. And, you know.
Hi there. This is Laura Mahoney from Lux Neuro, Neurofeedback and Counseling. We are bringing you stories of transformation each podcast. Imagine how we can transform your life. Insomnia. I had not been sleeping well for months. My energy level was low. Small tasks felt incredibly challenging. Lack of quality of sleep was obviously impacting my relationships, my ability to be the mom I wanted to be, and my ability to concentrate at work. I didn't feel like myself at all. At that time, I was in talk therapy, and it really didn't seem to be doing much for me. Fortunately, I found neurofeedback, specifically Laura Mahoney, and after a few sessions, I started to see some light at the end of the tunnel. I started sleeping better, and life felt more enjoyable. I began feeling like my energetic self again. I am almost at the end of my neurofeedback protocol, and I am so grateful for Lux Neuro as they have literally changed my life. While neurofeedback is quite an investment of time and money, it has been well worth it. Thank you, Lux Neuro and Laura Mahoney. You've changed my life.
The main thing that I will say is like, long distance is not for the weak of heart.
Right.
That's
some grown ass stuff.
It affects a lot of stuff, and it can look a certain way.
Yeah.
If you know, so I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, right now, and this might be an unrealistic expectation, but I think at this age and with the intentions we have, I think you got to be all in. And I think that's a major reason my situations have not worked out to marriage or something more serious, because I don't know that even though I said I was ready to be all in, that I was genuinely ready to be all in. So
that's an interesting, it's an observation.
I mean, again, it's like an energy thing. Again, back to J-Lo. Like if your energy's out here and it's off, like you can say something, but I think there's just that real intentionality, or there's lessons you still really need to learn. If you want that ideal teammate and life partner, I would subconsciously choose to wait and learn, even though consciously be like, I'm ready, it's time, like what the fuck,
right?
But
you're
like,
saying that from like a societal standpoint, not like how you really feel on the inside,
right? Or maybe you're like just not even conscious that like you think you're ready but you're not, and like there's major lessons you need to learn. Like looking back at my situation, there was no way that would have worked out. Like, and there was good things, there was upsides, but absolutely no way. Like, how much time do you have? But it was really good.
I can see Paula's face right now.
Oh my God, yes. Let's go. Shout out to Paula. Right. Dude, she's the voice for all the things.
The face.
All the thoughts. Yes. Shout out Caitlin Clark. Let's go. Right. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Oh my God.
All right. Shout out to Alicia. All right, we're moving on. Okay, wait. Did you say both your blessings?
Yes.
Oh, and I said mine. Okay.
We did challenges.
Oh, wait. Did I say mine? 2 challenges overcame. We'll do it quick. Feeling and healing, continue to do so, and more clarity and understanding. So I think this is stuff I've said a lot in the past. But this year, especially being sick, like the past couple weeks, and being still, it's like, damn. And then the storage, I mean, it just evokes so many emotions. I'm like, maybe I haven't unpacked as much as I want. And the clarity again of like, what do I want? And am I really ready? Like all this stuff we've said for years, but really checking in and being like, are you ready for things to shift? Like, because it's a major
shift.
Yeah. Do you think you're fully ready?
I think so. I feel, and like that's some stuff that I talk through in like therapy. Like the main reason why my breakup was so hard is because I've been taking the time and the steps to like make sure that I can sustain like a marriage and like children and stuff. Like there's a reason why I bought a house. There's a reason why, you know, like just making space for another person.
You
like,
bought the manual and gave me one. I gotta read it, by the way.
It's still good.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah.
It's still like good exercises.
Hell yeah.
So it puts you in that mindset for sure. So I took my breakup super hard because I'm a planner. There's a reason why I'm an event planner and a project manager. Yeah, I'm like, you're messing up.
You're gonna get checked hard though.
Exactly. So I think that was part of the thing of like, okay, like things aren't gonna go exactly your way, but you'll still get there. And I think that's what I arrived on at the end of 2024, because I went through, you know, like the false narratives of like, oh, like I've lived my life in a way that would be suitable to like get married and have kids, and then it's not going my way. Like, am I supposed to be doing this? Should I have lived my life a different way? Like in therapy, I was like, man, like I could have, I made the conscious choice to not like pursue modeling as hard because I wanted to be by my family. I wanted to get married. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to go like the community familial route instead of like, oh, I'm going to move to LA or move to New York and live on my own and just like fly by the seat of my pants every day.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I was like, did I make the right decision type of vibe? So
yeah, and I think I completely agree. I feel like that's kind of what the process shoved me through the storage stuff, of like rechecking in with what I wanted, what I thought I wanted.
Yeah, like, do you really
choices
want that?
I made? Yeah. And I also think like as much as we think we control, again, we talk about this a lot, we don't control it, and that there really are blessings in the mix. And
for sure,
I've questioned my faith big time. I watched Prince of Egypt, by the way.
You did. I'm so happy.
I'm listening. Yeah.
Well, so
you should have led with it. That's Mariah and Whitney.
I wanted it
when
to
you
be a
believe
surprise.
You know I knew the song, but when I cued it, and they didn't have her sing it or them sing it in the movie.
No,
Disney. 10,000.
It's not Disney.
It's not.
It's not Disney.
What is it? Pixar.
DreamWorks.
Also don't plan a marathon DreamWorks, because I'm not coming to it.
See, the way you feel about Disney is the way I feel about Taylor.
Oh, okay. I mean, all right, no more superstar. We're just letting that ride. We're just letting it be. But yes, I'm with you, and I really think those are lessons that you need, and you need hard, because again, you're planning, you're doing more. Like I feel like you were doing that the way I'm doing for the business.
1000%.
It's like you got to chill out and let go.
Exactly.
And I say that to myself.
And it's not gonna. Yes, like chill out, let go. Know that it's gonna happen, but just not the way you think it's gonna happen.
Yep.
So that's why I was like, oh no, like I'm at the right age. This is the right time. This is exactly how I planned it. And then it doesn't go that way. So dealing with things not going your way.
Do we literally talk about this every podcast? And I'm so glad. So give yourself grace if you're listening, because exactly, like,
still learning.
You don't have to have it figured out. Next year we'll talk about this again. So stay tuned.
Right. We'll be back next year. What else?
What was that? Your 2 points?
The other point I had was how do I put it? I would say like familial boundary setting and acceptance.
That's so funny. Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, like, how would I put it this way? I will say, like, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And dealing, and also like it ties into what I talked about last year of having relationships with people, deep relationships that you thought would be there forever.
Yeah.
And then they change, and just trying to.
Cheers to universe.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Noted.
Yeah.
And you know, figuring out like what your new normal is, and accepting that, because you know, as you grow and change, that doesn't mean that that person or people will want to grow and change in the same direction as you. And you have to be okay with that.
Dude, and what a lesson for potential marriage. Like, because that's a contract. Don't you forget out there. My business
I also
people,
feel like it was a clearing out too, because like you already know, like I'm very close with like my friends and my family, and particularly my family. So it's I think it was like a clearing out in a way of like, okay, like yes, you love your family, yes, you have these deep relationships. One, are they reciprocal? Because if they are, let's continue down that path. If they're not, you need to make space for, like, how are you going to have time to be in a relationship if all you're doing is stuff for your family all the time?
Yep.
Like, what are you going to, do you have enough time for yourself? Do you have enough time for your family? Do you have enough time for a partner?
Yeah.
So, and I will say, you know, like outside looking in, my previous relationship was conducive to my relationships, like my really close-knit relationship with family that I used to have, because it was long distance.
I hear
had
that.
the time.
That's interesting. Okay.
But if I, dating someone here, it's like, oh, I gotta reprioritize. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
I love y'all, but I'll,
I think that's
reprioritize.
That's a massive lesson, because you do a lot for your. I think our families are similar. I mean, when you say you're close to your family, like I feel like we're close to your family. Like we come to like,
and that's my favorite thing is that my friends and my family, like y'all love each other.
Yeah, I mean, we genuinely have fun together.
Yeah,
people sleep on how important that is. Like, you can love your family, be like, I agree, I'll show up in need, but if you can genuinely choose to hang out with your family,
you want to, not like, oh, it's to go see my family. It's like, no, we're like, my friends and my family are dying to see.
I mean, even shout out to Alicia, like that. I was like, I don't know, I was doing something that day, I'm like, we gotta go.
You have no idea how happy everybody well, of course you do. You saw, shout out to Aunt Carmen.
Oh yes. No, they're like the best, and we've run some laps now at this point. Like lots of years, lots of stories, lots of good times,
lots of memories.
Yeah, I feel like it fills my need for like family gathering, like family picnic type situation.
It's that.
It's like, it is. I mean, it's really awesome, and everyone is so down to earth and just a good time.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you get families that like,
it's
a real blessing.
Like, you already know, like I come from a very large family. I have the privilege, if you will, to pick and choose which family members I'm cool with. Yeah. So like, I mean, the part that you guys don't get to see are the family members that we don't mess with.
Thanks for editing that for us. Thanks for editing our experience.
So you're seeing the cousins and the aunties and the uncles that it's like,
made the cut.
All right, we've all made the cut with each other. We're all on a good understanding. Shout out to the fam.
For real. I mean, I think there is actually an understanding, and like everyone's really genuinely happy to be there, because like everyone is going through something, and it's kind of like priorities are straight.
Yeah, and if anything, I feel like us coming together, it's like, okay, yes, everybody's going through something, but I truly do feel better after seeing my family or being around my friends and my family together. Like, that makes me be like, okay, yes, all right, when's my next party?
I seriously, it makes all, because you do a lot of work, and it's a lot,
it's so worth it. You guys always help, so it's not like the biggest lift.
We bring the tequila. I bring it as a gift and then drink it.
Hey, crack it open. That's what it's there for.
What did I have, like, Alicia, open your gift right now? It was gone like 5 minutes later.
Yes, it was gone. I barely got a sip, but it was a good time.
Well, you got to know your role. If you want something, you got to come in heavy.
Hustle.
Yeah.
Lord.
Especially on a birthday.
Oh my god.
All right, was that your 2 things?
Yeah, those are my 2.
Okay, funny. Mine, again, we're on par here, because mine was 2 points: personal growth, letting go, continuing to do so, clarity on past and boundaries.
Ooh, that boundaries.
Yeah, this year I think I've had some trouble with a family member.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's growing phases as you get older, and some things that happened in the past, and this was like a second coming of that. So it was very clear. And it was like a pretty intense experience, and I've unpacked it. I'm okay with it at this point. The second coming, though, the weird thing that felt good in a way, if I can say, is before it was kind of like we healed, let it go, and it was sort of addressed, but not really,
not fully addressed.
Fully addressed.
So it wasn't resolved.
No, and I don't feel like I used my voice the first time enough, and like that always bothered me. So this time it was a definitive, we're done, that's it, block, like full on intentional space. And I genuinely wish nothing but the best in healing.
Of course.
Anything positive that can come through.
But a lot, that was for you.
But I am done.
And now you can feel good about yourself. Boundary setting with family is the hardest.
Yeah.
So that's a feat.
It is.
The fact that you did that, you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you. I am. And I hope the rest of my family takes some note off of it, because I think
somebody has to start.
It's done. Yeah,
it's annoying that you have to be the person. Yeah. Like, I'm always the person who sets the boundaries first. Yeah. And then everybody else follows suit.
Yeah.
It has to be you, but it's good overall for, the future of your family.
Well, I think it's I think it's just so important knowing you used your voice and then cut it off. And then feeling that power of like, okay, we nipped it in the act. I honestly think it made it easier of like, go, we're done dealing with that. Like, check one thing more off the box. And if things circle back down the road with work or whatever and forgiveness, God bless.
Of course.
But if not, that's
what? That's okay.
I don't
but you know
energy.
Where I stand.
Exactly.
And if you want to, get with it, cool. You know the boundary. You know what you're supposed to be doing and not doing. And if you can't get with it, okay.
And short story, do better.
Exactly.
That's literally it.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to do every day.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're really holding your space for, like, all boats raise. So, like, if you want to raise the water and we all rise together, that's great. But if you've got an anchor, you got to cut that off the boat. Okay. 2 points of professional growth.
Okay.
You had a lot of these, I feel like.
I feel at work, there's a lot that went on at work this year. I'll just put it that way.
All the things.
I learned how to advocate myself so that was a good lesson. And I also got my PMP certification.
Huge.
I talked about
Congratulations.
it in the last cast, and I was like, man, I did it.
Yeah,
so,
one try.
And I got it done on one try.
Yep.
So
huge.
Super excited about that.
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
What was your second point?
Oh, just the advocating for myself at work. I'm
here for that. I think, yeah, you did. You had the whole gamut in work. You're good though, like I said.
Yeah, we're all as well.
First sponsor, second sponsor, and third. Fully embracing the podcast and all the angles around it. There are a lot. Yes, this year, God bless on the sponsors. That's been huge. But merch and apparel we got up. We got a new website.
Yes.
Figuring out the YouTube channel, TikTok shop. I mean, if you're out there and you're a creator, holler at me if you have pro tips, because I've learned all of it, and I'll be clear with universe. I was telling this to Ashley as we got on the mic. It's been glorious to know what and how to do. We've hired a couple people, and that kind of came and went, and it's been so much learning. I'm so here now for some sort of situation that has all that. We show up, we be the talent, and they do all those angles professionally. I'm just putting that out to universe. I don't know if that's like an iHeart or a bigger situation or something creative. I don't know, but managing all those pieces is doable. I'm exhausted, but it's doable. But to do them really well is really hard. It's like playing all the positions on a football team. So shout out to my creators that can do it well, and or at least where it looks that way. But where my one's figuring out, I'm with you and I'm here for you. I hope we can somehow unify in the next year and support each other further, and somehow facilitate a situation where we can help with these individual routes, because you got to cover all of it to really make the ship sail.
Yeah. Shout out to you. It's giving Travis Hunter. Playing both sides of the ball.
It is. Let's go. Can I get those knees back and joints and all of it? All right. 2 things I appreciate about last year.
Funny enough, like watching back, it was definitely my girls' trip with my best friend to Atlanta and seeing Beyonce.
And good
shout out to Rose. That was like a big highlight of my year. And then buying a house.
Yeah, you did so many big things.
I did a lot of
stuff. The past 2 years have been like major adulting situations.
Seriously.
Yeah, you're cramming it in.
Again,
the other side is here.
Trying to be on my timeline, man. But it's cool.
And that's when God, universe, and Madonna be like, bitch, take a seat.
Right.
We're gonna tell you. All right, my 2 things I appreciate last year: storage clean out, which we covered, and then getting sick at the end of the year, which I am forced rest and pause. And you even said bring this up on the podcast because it really, I think I had there was every other day something from like December 10th to the end of the year to New Year where I was like an event. So it was like every other day of like drinking, not even drinking heavily, some days were, but it was like celebrations or like
something going
the YouTube
on,
conference. Like, oh my God. And like
you have to like bring yourself, like you have to, like bring your full self. And that's a lot.
It was. And I think I had a couple days where I had 3 or 4 podcasts that I consciously signed up for. And it was just this idea of doing more. And even though last year I said like pausing, letting it come in, and here we are running 50 miles and doing so. This year we'll get to that, but like it is, I'm listening now, and we're gonna just chill the fuck out. Also, I can barely breathe. So
yes, Colette.
There's that. And I know. Even my girl, when she sleeps, she sleeps. You've seen her as baby dog Jesus, and she sits with like all 4 legs in the air.
Yes.
When that dog human is out, like she is out, and like that's the space we need to get to. So that was the clean out, like I said, was such a blessing, because it's like I'm still literally and metaphorically clearing out and holding space, which is, I got to read the book you gave me about a partner and welcoming that space. But I think it is just that conscious awareness of like genuinely holding space. Like, do I have time for in real life person that lives here relationship? Like, is this like, we think that, but like, are you really ready?
Have
like,
you made the space?
Yeah,
truly.
Well, so we're clearing out. I'm still keeping my stuffed animals, so whatever.
I'm sure he'll be fine with that.
I gotta be. I mean, we've learned this. You better love dogs.
I was like, I think
so real and
number
stuffed.
1 is the dog.
Yeah,
we can work through.
We've learned that.
We can work
hard.
through everything else.
Hard. Personal, personal secure. Loving dogs, and then being personally secure.
1,000%. Love that.
Come correct. 2 people I'm grateful for in 2024.
We kind of touched on this, but I'm very grateful for you and Paula.
My girls,
yes. Like, I just feel, I mean, we've always been like cool and close, but I just feel like you guys really like rallied around me. So I really appreciate that. And like I talked about earlier is like just having family and like, you know, even when you're going through stuff, everybody's going through stuff, like just being around my family, like I already feel much better. Like every time I leave, like hanging out with you guys, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey, well, love you back.
Love you too.
And I'm so thankful. I mean, the thing with us, the three of us and your mom and like our moms, is like we never have to do like the how's the weather. Like it's always really deep, intentional conversation.
Like
and like how is shit really? Yeah. It's like, no, I'm going through it. Like I'm having a terrible day, or like the shit is hard, or it's great. Like I'm celebrating.
And you're having a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we truly don't talk about the weather.
No. Well, because we don't care. Like I kind of care because I have to walk in it with my dogs, and like even then we still go. My shiny Hello Kitty cat joke jacket. But yeah, it's always really, and ironically, again, we talk about this all the time, like we're really similar, like core values and what we want and like mission to improve and move forward. Like we're all very, very intentional about those things. Yeah. So that's a blessing for sure.
Love it.
Those weren't even my things, but I hogged your mic time. I said, of course, as always, my mom, as always. Mm-hmm. And I said my dogs and time with them is always joyful and healing, truly inspire me. As I've had more time with them, that always stresses me out being away, but being around them has been, I just love the pack mentality. I would love to get a fourth dog.
Kristen,
I know it's so real. I just need to get a bigger car, but everything else.
A bigger car.
Yeah. It's real.
A bigger bed, my guy.
We fit. We snugs. Like it's okay.
You better get a tiny.
Is there
dog.
another room for another human?
It needs to be a truly 5-pound dog.
I mean, cool. That's kind of a tiny. I don't know. We'll see. So we're not even. I mean, we may be manifesting that, but just genuinely being around them and the joy and the simplicity of being around an animal. Like you got to get a dog. It's a game changer. It really is.
It's on my list.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Okay. All right. What? We're moving to 2025.
Yes.
What's your one word?
So, I guess like I need to change it, but what I put on my vision board is like I just put me. So I should just put J-Lo. My J-Lo year. After this conversation.
Oh my god, I'm dead. Dude, she like serendipitously took over even when she wasn't even trying. Thanks, girl. You know what?
Shout out. I appreciate it.
That's actually freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Isn't that comedy?
Okay.
So yeah, like what I was thinking was like I said before, I did a lot last year for other people. And like I'm exhausted. Everybody's good now. I need to like focus in on me and just do whatever I want to do. And if that means not doing anything, then cool. You know? So yeah, I'm just focusing in on me and my wants and my needs, and that's it.
Okay. I mean, I feel like other unsaid human might more be like world domination, like most downloads or like most, viewed movie that's not a movie. I don't know.
Right,
so, like, the intentions might be different. Maybe not. We don't know.
We'll have to get to know her first.
Yeah. My word was joyful. Like, yeah,
was it off of that song?
You already know.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that's so good is like I'm seeing that everywhere. Like, I just had this intuition, like, because TNT, we try and swim in the serious, and it's like constantly battling. And as an athlete, I'm so like, we're gonna take you down, and like I'm equipped for that.
Right.
And now it's just like we gotta lean into the fun and the joy, and like just have a good time, and like. That's it. I actually think that's my best skill set. Like I'm a pretty good athlete. I'm a pretty good business person. I'm pretty good at all these things, but like I feel like I'm the best at having fun. Like that is the through line. Just the way you said that. So live or look alive. No, we'll find.
Be ready.
We'll find an extra turmeric stops. But yeah, so it's really like really trying, and I think that coordinates with just taking a step back and doing less. Yeah, like just fucking have fun and relax.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we're doing a lot out here. 2 things I hope for in 2025, and what am I doing to make them happen?
Okay, what I didn't do last year that I usually do every year is like a Caribbean trip. So I'd really like to get back to that.
Okay,
because just being in warm water and just being at the ocean, resets me. So just putting it out there is what I'm working.
Well, you went to Mexico. Or Puerto Rico? Where'd you say you went?
I went to Mexico City.
Mexico City. Yeah, I mean that's kind of
no beach,
hot.
No,
That's a bummer. Well,
It's literally
you gotta be Selena.
No, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. But think of like you're in New York or LA or San Francisco.
Oh.
It's not just no. The beach is like hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you do need one beach trip a year.
I do.
Yeah.
Like it really resets my soul.
I'm gonna manifest a beach house where you have like a go-to spot. I think you like new places though, don't you?
I would thrive.
Yeah.
I would thrive if I had a beach house.
Like once a month or something.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Let's go.
And my second one would be to get further into my fitness journey. So
okay.
I started going to the gym last year. I used to do a spin class, but now I'm like a gym girly.
Oh, I didn't even know this.
You knew that.
Not really. No.
Yeah.
Wait, so no spin class anymore at all?
No.
Okay.
I do like HIIT classes now.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
And then get this. My goals now will be to do weightlifting twice a
Dude,
week.
come into CrossFit.
I'll join you.
Yeah, I think you would love it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because it's like, so then it's not just like lifting by yourself, which can be fun. Like, but you also need to know what you're doing. This with the coaching, I mean, I'm going to go into full sales mode right now, but yeah, you'll actually like love it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh my God, we'll have to get Paula because Paula does not ever want to do it.
No. And spin class, she was like, absolutely not.
I know. I love it so much. Stay to your cause, but also I'm going to drag you out here. That is hilarious. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
So I'm going to see. I'm like, ooh, I see some muscles popping in. Let's
Yeah.
see what else we can do.
I mean, the mental health for anyone that's ever questioning lifting, you're not going to bulk out like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No,
so I don't want to hear that. But like, I mean, you will notice a hormone change, an attitude change, like lifting weight and eating protein. 2 words of advice for anyone that's listening and wants it or not. That's what you need, especially as a female. As we get older, it's critical.
Especially as you get older, you need the muscle.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Your metabolism stays up. Yay. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm gonna you come in now. I know.
Right.
You just unleashed the devil, man.
I know, right? I'm like, I already.
Oh my God. Okay. What was your second thing?
My Caribbean trip.
Oh, Caribbean trip. There we go. Okay. Mine was joy, peace, abundance, and love. I'm being open-minded and letting it come to me. So I don't even my own question, but when we flow with these things, we flow. But it's kind of like, I think what I even said last year, I think that builds onto last year, which I didn't understand then. I don't think was how open-minded I wanted to be. Like I was steadfast on not having certain marketing, like someone outsourced some marketing in my podcast. I don't want it to be weird messages or like a Cialis commercial during a motivational speech for our young people. Okay. But being open-minded to things that I don't know would be a good fit, that would be a good fit.
Sure.
So
okay, that's fair.
And hopefully in that, those are fun things. Like, they bring abundance. They are peaceful.
So you're just open to at least finding out. It's not just a flat out no.
Right. Yes. Just
I respect that.
Being open to like what I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes that's hard to just be open in general. But I think, and that kind of goes to the letting go and clearing space. Yes. So running themes that just going to lean into faith. Hence, I'm watching all these freaking faith movies that
can't wait to deep dive.
We'll get into that, which we're here to learn. So it's okay. 2 points of personal growth I am aiming for, and how will I achieve them?
Mine would be to consistently meditate. I didn't really meditate as consistently as I usually do last year, so I need to get back to that. And then I am going to continue learning to lean into my femininity. Yeah. So that's also
love it.
Why I take why I've been going to dance class, because like there's like the follow and the lead. Yeah. So like when you are a follow, like I'm not in charge. I'm just supposed to do whatever you tell me to do. Yeah. I'm not supposed to be telling you what to do. And so that was a big lesson of me getting back into it. They're like, who's in charge here? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
It's hard not to.
No. Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard not to.
So that's like a hard lesson. And then like in the dating sphere, just like letting men be men. And actually that's been really fun. Okay. It's been really fun. Like
there's a lot of angles that could go, but keep going. Yeah.
So my favorite thing right now is like asking for help. Yeah. Like, being very masculine minded in my previous life is like, oh no, this is broken. I'm going to figure out, let me get on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. What I like to do now is be like, how's your day? My day was great. My porch light is broken. How do you think I should go about, fixing that? Have you done that before? Oh, no. Don't worry about it. I'll come. Okay.
I think that's called sales, but also excellent. Yeah, I'm here for that. Okay.
So that's what I'm leaning into, because I'm very like can do. Oh, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Here we are. Now I'm like, hey, I need help.
I love that. I'm here. I think we talked about that last year, leaning into feminine, like just doing less again. But I like that you have like an actionable script line where you can like lean in and like commit the sale.
Yeah.
I'm here for
what's funny is like, it's not as hard as I thought. I thought it would have to be like, hey, I'm having trouble. Can you like, it's really just like, this is how my day went. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
And men are naturally problem solvers. So they like you. They want to solve the problem.
To be needed.
And they want to be needed. And it's a lesson for me. Like I do need somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, like, could I make it work and get stuff done? Absolutely. But it's better to have somebody else who could have your back and like step in and do the things that you don't know how to do.
Yeah.
So that's been cool.
Just taking it off your plate.
Yeah.
I mean, there's relationships that I see where I'm like, this human is way too needy. Like, it's too much.
That's a different
It
conversation.
really eats my soul. Yeah. But some people, when the codependency, like, they like that. Like, some people like.
Well, then that's for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that balance and that intentionality, because I'm like you, I'm doing everything. And now, I mean, not only do I want that, I'm like genuinely exhausted doing everything. Like,
I'm tired.
And I'm not complaining because like I've made very intentional choices.
Like, you should be very proud of yourself that you can.
Yeah.
But do you want to? No.
I'm so here for the teammate at this point. In podcasting,
that's what I'm
life,
saying.
with the pups, like.
So I'm just trying to get out of my way. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's another way of making space.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not
100%.
trying to do everything, somebody can come in and do what I need help with.
Yeah. And fill their soul by helping us.
Of course.
You're
and
welcome.
I'll always cook you a really nice meal.
I won't, but I will order you something. No, I'm just kidding. I don't mind cooking, but like
chicken, don't worry.
I wish you would have videoed that. I totally forgot about that. It never cooked, did it?
I don't know if I have video.
I think I put it in the oven after that because it never cooked. The pot said it was on fire.
I don't even remember.
I'm not a bad cook.
I remember it was
I'm also not trying to do
and
more.
You know how to grill. You know what you're doing.
No, we're out here, but I'm trying to do less.
It was an Instapot situation. Putting a whole chicken in Instapot is not something you do every day.
Just come fix the light and bring dinner. Like, just do both. We'll make up on it.
Boston
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Do they still have that?
Shockingly, yes.
Oh my God, those mashed potatoes were so good.
I can't
That shit would kill you though. Yeah. Like, I remember in the fridge and it was like a brick. Like, if you dropped it on your foot when it got cold, it was like solid. It was so good. But yeah,
all right.
Don't die by Boston Market.
Pass.
Yeah. Okay. Was that your two things?
Yes.
Okay, my personal growth, more podcast sponsors with super fitting companies, humans, and causes, financial abundance in general. So sustain deep financial security, nice things.
Yes.
I have been wanting quote unquote house stuff, and I can build a choir and help others. So I'm literally never like
choir, yes.
1 or 2 things, 10 things. We're doing our own thing here. Yeah, I am very clear that I not only want money and partners, but like I want deep abundance because we got to do some big shit.
Yeah, and like I get it because we've always said like abundance, financial abundance. So it's like, yeah, you've made that, but like what kind of level are you talking? So
fucking big.
It sounds like you're getting more specific, which is good.
Yeah, like J-Lo.
Yeah.
But I'm not spending on a video or Boston Market.
Hey, but
so
have it.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, she's so I mean, she's getting marketing all over this podcast.
Hey,
so that's not the worst thing.
Free.
Yeah, I think we've constantly talked about money and whatnot. But now, like, as I seek sponsorship and have other people come in, I'm kind of like, that's great, Ian, because I'm here for the team, personal and professional.
Mm-hmm.
And to move your own chips.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that streamlines process. Like, just get out the way. I will do all this. We'll give it all away. I don't give a shit about that.
Right.
And let's streamline this because the funding takes so much time to maneuver.
Yeah.
I thought I would just come through for the work that we're already doing. Yeah. And then
they follow
the line there.
They come and fill in once they've, seen proof of concept. Not that we don't have that, but
right. Yeah. Well, then you give, $1 million bonuses to your truck driver, like Taylor and all that. Like that's the shit like I genuinely dream about doing. Because giving to charity, that's a whole podcast. There's gray area. Let's just pass out hundreds outside. Yeah. I'm serious. Like that's the goal. So there's that. 2 ways I will be kind to myself this year.
2 ways that I will be kind to myself. More rest and sleep.
Yeah.
I've been taking a lot of naps. It's been really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, just more rest. Getting like really good sleep. I'm trying to figure out, I've been trying to track myself. I'm like, how do I sleep? What ways can I prop myself to like stay asleep more? Like I'm really trying to like get into the mechanics. Do
you wear a tracker or anything?
No, it's more of like the positioning of my stay asleep longer. So the main issue is like I sleep like a rotisserie. Like I usually start on my back, go to my side, Sometimes and most likely I end up in like rock climbing position in the morning. So
oh my God, like Colette?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, on my stomach.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the night I'm flipping over in a circle. So I'm like, is there a way? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We're figuring this out.
The sleep is, I think that's, I mean, again, protein and weightlifting, sleep is like probably the number one physical mental health. And like to dial that in, that awareness, I think is really significant for everything else. So, I mean, there are, I don't love trackers. I've mentioned them quite a bit. I do think if you wear them over time, it's a good baseline to see. And they've gotten a little bit better. But like your intuition on stuff, I think is the best. I would definitely try and video yourself one night just to see. And leave your phone running.
I already know that's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
So God bless.
It'll get the most views.
And then
Do it for
we'll
the
monetize.
views.
No
Yeah,
worries.
exactly.
And then the second thing would be to do more sound baths.
Oh, okay. I'll do those with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
I used to do a bunch of them in the past, but like, what do you feel like you get out of them?
I just feel like I'm able to, like I meditate during that time, and I don't know, it's just nice. I feel good.
Yeah. Well, so the sound, there's a whole science to it.
Yeah,
like the frequency.
The frequency,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, let me just try to do that at least like once a month or something.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I have a couple friends. Shout out to Dave that does a bunch of them. Yeah. Oh yeah, I should know. Yeah. That are doing some cool things.
That's
yes.
Right.
Music heals, hence the choir.
Yes.
Okay, was that both of your things?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to be holding space for faith, help, hope. Wait, did I say my other ones? Yeah, I did. Okay. We're zoned in here. Holding space for faith, help, and hope. Really taking rest when I need it. Pausing to enjoy for real. So again, kind of running theme here.
The rest.
Oh, dude. These past couple years, I don't even like, I hate complaining because like nothing catastrophic happened. Like there's some really awful shit that can go down. I'm not saying nothing bad things didn't happen, but like nothing we couldn't handle.
Sure.
So I'm thankful. I have gratitude for that. And it is really time to just rest.
Yeah.
Like, as I say it with like a cold and corona, norovirus commencing, all the things, like it is time to pause.
Down. You sound fine.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Channel the strength. I'll whine about it later. All right. 2 goals and intentions for 2025.
Like I said before, starting to weightlift at least 2 times a week.
Yes.
And then one thing that I worked on last year, but I want to continue is Spanish.
Oh, okay. That's actually a good one. That is.
I feel like I'm a little bit better. Like, again, like, I mean, I went to Mexico City. Amazing. I have a lot of friends that speak Spanish. So like they have been super helpful. And then, like going out, like salting, the music is, all of it's in Spanish.
Okay.
So now I'm like, oh,
you get it.
I get what you.
I'm here for that. I actually think it's a necessary skill as like an American. Like we need to be able to speak English and Spanish. Period.
Honestly, truly, I am embarrassed that I'm not bilingual.
Well, I took it for 8 years in school. And
I took French.
Oh, but you have a good excuse.
So that's also like,
French,
but that's also like my issue though. So it's been harder for me to learn Spanish because the two are so similar that when I'm wanting to say something, I automatically think of what it is in French. But I'm like, no, it's Spanish. So what am I supposed to be saying? It's a whole thing.
Interesting. I think it's I think it's good for your brain also to learn that as we get older.
It's definitely some brain gymnastics going on up there.
Yeah. I wish I would have learned when I was a kid because there's so many little kids now that just are bilingual and it's like riding a bike.
When I have kids, they will be bilingual.
Yeah. They'll be speaking for us because we won't know.
Yeah. Okay, they'll be like, Mom,
I'll try and learn though.
Said
El Tequila. Yeah. No mas tequila, Mom.
Right.
Okay. Was that both years? Spanish?
Yep. And weightlifting.
Oh, wait, dude, I'm so here. I think I'm more excited about that than you are because, like,
I know you're excited because I've been like avoiding crossing the plague.
I know, but dude, I actually think you'll love it. Like,
I think I'll be into it now that I've mastered my HIIT class. I think I'll actually be pretty good.
Well, you just see changes so fast. Like, it's pretty freaking awesome. Like. There is unpaid shout out to them. Yeah. Okay. My 2 things, and this is where I lean in heavy. So be ready. I want to be making $150K a month.
Yes.
Yeah. We're like,
I like how it's a solid number.
Yep. I've been saying that, and I don't even know why that, but I've just been saying that for a while. So like, universe, get out your pen.
Cool.
I want to truly open my heart to possibility, financially, in love, in faith, in peace, letting go of all fear. In parentheses, letting things in versus working so hard to keep them out.
Love,
which is very much
yes. Okay, so that goes with like your deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm very proud that I've built my world, because I think serenity and space, as wild and neon as my life and soul are, like that peace and safety and serenity and like my home space. Like, I'm not dealing with any drama. Like, I'd rather have less than deal with bullshit. Now I'm getting to the mindset of like, oh no, we can let in. It doesn't have to be
it doesn't
bullshit.
have to be that.
Yeah. So like,
very
really,
good.
yes. Well, I think I have enough faith now, not even in God, universe, Madonna, but in myself, to be like, oh, that's okay. We're done here. Like,
Exactly.
And
You
now
cut
we
it
move
off real
on.
quick. If that's not what it is, you keep it pushing.
Yeah. And also maybe stay in it long enough to be like, oh, okay, wait, this can evolve a little bit.
Yes.
Just long enough.
Yes.
But like, don't test me anymore, because like,
you know what that is?
we don't need a lot.
Growth.
Yes. I'm trying. I just don't want to grow out of this jacket. Yeah. So a lot of things, and goddamn, we've literally said this stuff for like 6 years. So it's like,
I know.
you think it'll sink? You think it'll hit this year?
I hope so, man.
You think we'll be sitting here next year and be like, God damn it?
No,
I
I
don't
am not in the mood.
I know. I
don't
know.
have it.
I'm here for that.
exhausted,
Yeah, I
dog.
know.
No. I learned.
We are not playing this year.
No.
Like, I feel it.
I don't want any problems.
Okay. Any tracking tools or points of accountability?
I guess like I mentioned before, you know, like when I go dancing, like a form of accountability is like I made friends. So now it's like, well, am I going to see you on Wednesday? Am I going to see you on Sunday? Like, oh, okay. I'll go.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I'm not going because I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Community, man. Community is huge.
Community will be my accountability.
Hey, okay, I like that.
Cool.
You are very good at being aware and accountable. And you can be like,
Thank
I'm
you.
happy, I'm mad, I'm sad,
For sure.
I need space. Like, I think, and then you go seek out tools to get to the end game you want. That
For
is very
sure.
much one of your personal strengths.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I
Receive
need
that.
you to answer all of these questions. when I
Move.
interview
We don't
for
need you on the show
jobs.
anymore. I already know all your shit.
No,
I'm just kidding.
like when I
Go through.
interview for jobs and be like, this is my spokesperson. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I got you. No,
I'll be
even
back in 30.
so real talk. I'm not. Well, first of all, the interviews, don't pull my string there, and like how it's all AI. No,
Right.
when any of my friends, if you're listening, and I know you well, I had a friend that interviewed at Under Armour this year, and I was like, tell me what you need, what skills are hiring for, and I will reverberate them verbatim, because that's what they need, and it's all true. Like, we've done
Right.
so many business, personal.
Literally.
If you're applying for a job and you need me as a reference, tell me exactly what you want to say, because it's real.
Say less.
But like, let's tee this up, because
Exactly.
it's the fucking truth. But also, to get hired nowadays, this is the game you need to play. But it's not a game.
Literally.
So yes, I'm here for you
Literally.
in real life. Like, I know
Thank
you're saying
you.
that casual, but like, when you apply, call me and be like,
Oh no.
here's exactly
got
what I
you.
need, and I
Yeah.
will spit accordingly.
Say less.
So we're in it. And for my podcast sponsors, I'll be like, can you call Ashley?
Hi, I'm also here.
Here's what if she believes
And
in you,
I've
she'll bleed
literally
it.
been here.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do it.
And you know, I'll actually talk about it. Like, if I'm in, we'll bleed
Yeah.
it. Like, there's no in between. For better or for worse. Okay, I said tracking tools and points of account, the podcast in general, because shit's on record. Well, most of the time. And share more of my journey to lean in, getting fitness tracker back as well, because I'm going to get back on a tracker. I'm not even going to give a casual shout out.
Yeah, I was like,
that's a
let's
thing.
hold-
Yeah.
let's have a moment for that.
And just checking in with myself and asking, am I enjoying this? Does this make me happy? Am I powering through? Because
Love.
we're
Yes.
really good at just staying in it. Like,
Yeah.
fitness has taught me one thing that is great, but also detrimental at times. It's just powering through, getting through 50 miles, getting through this, and not really enjoying it, but just getting it done to getting
You
it
got
done.
it done.
Yeah. And do you feel like you do that?
1000%.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Paula's
1000%.
could be the same, where it's like, you just get it done, and
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do that anymore.
No,
Yeah.
more intentional.
Yeah. Because time's moving. Like, if we're just passing time, like, that's grosses
And
me out.
last year went so fast. I
It
feel like that
did.
was the first year as an adult where I was like, whoa, slow down.
Yeah.
Hey, why is it August?
Yeah. The summer flew by. Like, things
Flew by.
we did have something like with family. Like, we had some stuff too. There was like, okay, is this over yet?
Yeah, true. We were muscling through for sure.
I mean, sometimes you have to. So if you're listening, you're thinking, I don't do it yet, but you have to. I also say give yourself grace, because like, it's also a survival mechanism at times.
1000%.
Like, that's why I was good at CrossFit, because you just black out and stay in it. But you're gonna love it. Don't
Here we go.
yeah, don't if you're competing, it's a whole different experience versus like doing it for fun. I won't ruin it before we get there.
Okay. See? Giving it.
You're gonna love it. I know. Statements first.
Okay. I believe I can achieve my desires. I don't have to believe like the false narratives whenever I face opposition. So that's been a good thing for me. I see myself as a priority.
Hey.
J-Lo energy. I choose to become like steadfast, like just lean in. Like if that's what I want, like lean in.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. I'm worthy of being taken care of.
Let's go.
It's been fun.
Snaps.
And I am ready and prepared to receive and achieve my desires. And my mission statement,
Let's go.
It's been my favorite. It is go get your ice cream.
Okay, tell me about that.
I heard this on a podcast. Shout out to the Jokes on You podcast. And one of the hosts, she was talking about how the two hosts, they went to Chick-fil-A and she got her order and it wasn't right. And she, like, normally she'd be like, oh, well, they forgot my nugget. They forgot my fries and I wanted a milkshake, but they didn't give me my milkshake. I'm not going to make a big thing out of it. I'll just let it be.
Okay.
And the other host was like, no, go in there and get your freaking ice cream. Like, that's what you ordered. You need to speak up and say something. So for me, that spoke to me because I'm sometimes I can be like that, like, okay, I don't like, I'm just not in the mood for this, or it's just, I don't want to be a burden, or like, oh, this, I might be asking for too much. Like now I'm like, no, that's what I want. Go get it. Be done with it. So that's where I'm at now. And
like
also
that.
it's like an eldest child thing. Like I feel like you never want to feel like you're a burden to others. And now I'm like, I'm not a burden to others. Like just ask for what you want.
Yeah.
So
I love that. That's great.
Thank you.
And I would say ask for sprinkles, but also I think this is just what's coming through. Watch out when these things happen. But how many people are watching you go ask for what you ordered and ask for what you want?
Yeah.
How many people, even in the restaurant, being like, oh, I should have did that. Like, again, that point of influence.
Yeah, that's true. That's
like
true.
that leadership is so significant in my mind. So I love that. And I think you are already a good leader. But those little moments, those in between small gestures are massive. Like,
and again, it like goes into like every bit of your life. Like what was I not asking for in like a relationship standpoint where I was just like, oh, this is okay. It's fine. Like, no, this is what I want.
Selling for what they gave you.
Exactly.
And that's not what you ordered or paid for.
Not to say that it's exactly what happened in my previous relationship, but it's like a metaphor for life, like that will seep into every area of your life. Right. So now they're like, go get your ice cream. Like, okay, your next job, get exactly what you want out of your job. Mm-hmm. Not like, well, I got this, and that. I can deal with this. No, I want this, and that, and give me that.
Hell yeah.
In a relationship, like, I want that.
Yeah. Well, you have to learn the order sometimes too. Like if you just order ice cream, but you didn't get the right flavor or the sprinkles or with the right size, like maybe you just left it general. Right. So now as we grow older, like the upside, I think of just like building a house where at first you're just like, it's all cool. Like it's a house.
I just got a house. It's cool. It's fine.
But then you're like, I know I need a walk-in shower. I need a dog bath. I need this and that.
Exactly. Like, and being okay to ask for that. You're like, you're not doing too much, or, you know, you're not putting people out if you ask for stuff. Like, no, just go ask.
100%. Can I say one of the most annoying things in the world is when you make an order, you get it and it's wrong and you've already driven away, or like Uber Eats and it's like, or you forget the sauce.
Oh, it's the sauce, dude. I'm like, I'm not eating this dry.
Eat my soul.
I'm not.
Like,
I can't eat.
It ruins the whole experience.
Yes.
Like it's like going to Disney World. Not that I care. And no Mickey Mouse. Like, what are you doing? Like, but is Disney World Mickey? Yeah.
Exactly. That's Mikey.
I'm here for Mikey. How old is Mikey? I'm telling you, it was a creep zone. All right, that focus here. I love it. We'll lead out next year's podcast of like, do we get our ice cream?
I love that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Lean in and shot. We're here to support the podcast. So jokes on you. I don't know them, but I'll lead in.
Great.
Let's go. Okay. As I cough like a grandma, I believe in the dream. I will achieve my dream and then some true happiness. I see myself as joyful, light, and fun. I choose to be one word, happy. I am worthy of love, support, and abundance. I am ready for real. So yeah, I think I'm leaning harder this year than I have other years.
I'm here for this joyful too, though. Like that's making me happy.
Oh, good.
To hear that. Yeah.
Actually, that hits my heart because I care more about like making people happy than me being happy. So like that hits.
You see why We're in our
Yeah.
J-Lo year, man.
Yeah. Well, but again, the intentionality is not actually about me. It's about you. But if you're having fun, like, you know what? Maybe she's going to have fun. I hope so. We're sending joy to her, too.
We'll do as she says, not as she does.
Yeah. Can we borrow her clothes, maybe? Like, I don't know if they'd fit, but I would love that.
Oh, my God.
Okay, here's my mission statement. 2025. My mission for 2025 is to experience and be pure joy. I'll open my heart and mind to what is possible beyond my biggest hopes and dreams. Letting go of fear and anything else dimming the light or holding back the mindset. Stepping into new ground faithfully. Fun, happiness, lightheartedness, and positive energy / impact for all. Boom.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Black hole done.
I know.
Damn.
I know. It's like a tequila black hole of a long night. No, I'm kidding. We're finding a balance there. But yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think, do you feel the way you feel right now every year that we have this podcast?
I didn't feel that way last year, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I did either.
I feel like
felt
the first
unsure.
2 years, yes. The first 2 years was just like, ooh,
Yeah.
can't wait. This is amazing. Can't wait. And then like life gut punch.
Yeah.
But then we're back. But
Yeah.
now, again, like like we said in the beginning, I'm just more cautious coming in. Like,
Yeah, I'm nervous. Like I'm saying letting go of fear, but I'm still scared about some things, but only scared because I'm so faithful in taking like huge step forwards. Like I'm really open to this risk.
yeah,
So I'm not scared of or fearful in general, but I'm nervous of what's next.
I think that's healthy though.
Me too.
Anytime you do something big, it's the unknown.
Yeah.
And that's the whole rub.
But we're good at that. Like seriously, like we're really good at, and not in a bad way, but like I think we are at a point where we're resilient enough where we can take on these big mature choices and like fully lean in. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, but like you don't want to not take the choice.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I had said in therapy is like, I'd rather have tried it and things didn't work out than like, I don't even know if it would have worked out or not.
No, Man in the Arena. Have you ever read that poem? About choosing it's basically my brother sent it to me after like I didn't make it towards past an event, which athletics were life and death for me, so it was like one of the biggest blows athletically of my life where I didn't make it. And it's Man in the Arena. Actually, you know what, we got to just read it because I usually cry whenever I read it, so be ready for that. I know it's literally the best thing ever though. Oh man, can you just cooperate here? Technology, man.
Right,
we're gonna go quick. Brene Brown reads it all the time.
Oh
yeah. So you've probably heard it.
Yeah.
I usually read it for any speaking engagement. And I usually say it's Human in the Arena and that Eleanor Roosevelt actually wrote it.
Okay.
So if you have a hot take in that, come at me.
All right.
Yeah. Well, she wrote a lot of his stuff. Supposedly they had a really good fun relationship.
Behind every great man
is a big old power queen. Man in the Arena. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short time and time again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms? I said I wouldn't power through anything. Here we go. The great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. You never heard that?
No.
Oh my god, it hits my heart every time.
You're about to make me start crying.
I know. Sorry.
Don't not apologize.
It hits so close because I always go back to that moment.
No,
yeah,
that's
where my heart was on the floor.
I feel like that when I like go work out because I don't give up and like there are times when I leave the gym and I like cry. Hey, I'm exhausted and it's like I feel like I got beat up.
Well, it processes, it moves blood and energy and emotion. And there's been many workouts. But
sometimes there's workouts that are so hard that it's just like, and you still feel like you were like, I'm like, man, I was trash today. And like,
yeah, but you still showed up and got it done. And you moved.
Goes back to physically. That.
I know. So that I'm good. This hits my. I've read this 1,000 times. Every time I wrote it, we gotta change it to human. But it really is because it's. I think if you're out there and you're living on the edge, and this is what hits my heart, is you are gonna err and like have dust and blood. Like you're gonna get kicked in the dick so many times if you're doing hard things. And I think this is a path that I so consciously choose, and it beats the shit out of us. Yeah. And I would choose that every single time because I never want to be on the sidelines.
1,000%.
not in the arena.
1000%.
So I really do think we are ready in some capacity, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I will.
Yeah, man. Could you even hear what I was saying?
Oh yeah, no. I was like, dang.
I'll post this. Yeah, it's such a good one. I mean, it's in the moment I got it. I mean, it was literally like, if you can think back to a moment in time where it was kind of like a before and after, like that devastation is something I was so sure I was going to do. And it's like, I was off the team, this whole thing.
Yeah.
Man, it hit I was in depression for like a month. So I remember being in it, being like, it didn't go well, but like, you just get through it.
You get through it and you did it. You can't say like, oh, I thought about it, and then you never did anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
we're out here.
I
know.
That.
My heart is raw.
We'll talk about a perfect ending.
I guess, man. We'll go, and I can flip right out of it. Cause I think the good point though is like when you said you cry and you feel it, like that feeling of being alive and betting on something so big to where it does make your day or crush your day. Like, I really think that space between is life. Like that's when you know you're alive.
1000%. For sure. Yes. Ugh, that's also what makes
I know
it hard
we're exhausted.
too.
Yes. I know we're exhausted. I think though, with those laps, like again, I think there's more downs than ups, but like the ups are so good that you're so ready for like such that space.
Yes. And I think it's making sure that I'm not like too worried about like what's the low going to be. Like just you got there, you're good. Keep,
we just got to let go. Like we just have to be faithful that like things will take care of us. Like we're talking about man and relationship, but spirit, energy,
all
like
of
universe,
all of it
is going to show up.
Everything.
That's fucking hard. That faith is tested.
Life lessons.
All right, Ashley, just because we're on a podcast, where do we find you? Hit us with the links.
You can find me on Instagram at the Ashley Simone. And
do you want to share your Twitter? We'll set X.
God no.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
You guys do not need to know what I'm like.
I'm dead.
And interacting with over there.
You know they're gonna find you now. They're gonna be like,
they'll find me.
Fuck Instagram. Yeah.
Hot takes.
I'm dead, dude. I am dead. You know, we should actually. I'm gonna put this out there, put you on the spot. Maybe we should do this once a month and like check in. I don't know what kind of time commitment that is, but like
once a quarter.
I think that might
because that's enough time for things to pass by.
Not the list. Maybe just like a quick check-in of like, how are you? What's going on?
Yeah.
And maybe there's just like a through line for both of our journeys that's worthwhile for others to like lean into.
Don't tell me what a good time. I'm in.
So we'll see. We'll put that onto Universe Studio and situation.
Put that on the list. I agreed.
Yes. All right. We'll be out there. Thank you for joining us. Let's go 2025. Good vibes, passion, energy, some good tears. For everyone out there listening, all feedback welcome. Yes, we're wherever you get your podcast, and look for this video on YouTube. Thank you for hanging us. We will edit, but we have had some technical situations. So Universe, Energy, J-Lo are with us. And we'll see you soon. Amen. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's go.
Thank you for joining Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Tune in next time, and don't forget to subscribe on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.